What could be the implications if Russia and Iran forge a new military and trade alliance amidst the sanctions imposed by the United States? This question takes us to the heart of Moscow, where just last week, Russian President Vladimir Putin and Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi held a marathon session of talks lasting 5 hours. Before going forward, please subscribe for latest update. The crux of their conversation centered on Iran's pivotal role as a supplier of military hardware and drones to Moscow, pivotal assets in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. But this is not a newfound camaraderie. In fact, Iranian authorities have publicly stated that their military cooperation with Russia is expanding day by day. Just last month, Iran announced it had finalized arrangements for Russia to supply it with Su-35 fighter jets, Mi-28 attack helicopters, and Yak-130 pilot training aircraft. This budding alliance is not without its detractors, however. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has voiced robust disapproval of Russia's dangerous cooperation with Iran, given Iran's role as the main backer of Israel's enemy, Hamas. As alliances shift and new bonds form, the geopolitical landscape continues to evolve. How does Israel factor into this complex equation? Let's zoom in on Israel's perspective in this sprawling geopolitical tapestry. The growing cooperation between Russia and Iran hasn't gone unnoticed in the corridors of power in Jerusalem. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a recent phone conversation with President Putin, didn't mince words. He expressed his robust disapproval of what he perceives as Russia's dangerous dalliance with Iran. But what's the reason for this disapproval? Well, we must remember that Iran is the main backer of Hamas, a sworn enemy of Israel. This association, coupled with Iran's escalating military cooperation with Russia, is seen as a potential threat by Israel. It adds another layer of complexity to an already intricate situation, a situation where alliances are tangled and the stakes are high. In this grand chessboard of international relations, each move can have far-reaching consequences, and each player, including Israel, is carefully strategizing their next step. The tension between Israel and Iran is adding fuel to the fire in this already heated geopolitical scenario. What does Iran's expanding military cooperation with Russia entail? As we delve into this question, we uncover a series of strategic moves and agreements. Last month, Iran made an announcement that turned heads. They had finalized arrangements for Russia to supply them with Su-35 fighter jets, Mi-28 attack helicopters, and Yak-130 pilot training aircraft. A move that signals a significant ramping up of their military capabilities. But this isn't a one-off deal. It's part of a broader pattern of increasing military cooperation. Iran's authorities have stated that their military ties with Russia are expanding day by day. This growing alliance is not just about hardware. It's also a strategic entrenchment of Iran's position in the region. A position that's reinforced every time a new deal is signed or a new piece of military hardware is delivered. These developments are not happening in a vacuum. They're set against a backdrop of international sanctions and regional tensions. Every move, every agreement, every piece of hardware has implications that ripple out across the region. The escalating military relationship between Iran and Russia could potentially tip the balance of power in the region, leading to unforeseen consequences.